Everyone, welcome to the Beautiful Life Today channel. My name is Chris. Thank you for watching. Today I want to ask you, are you investing your time, your thought energy, and your focus in the wrong people? Before I get started, I just wanted to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. I'll go ahead and put the subscribe button right here. And also favorite this video, like this video, comment below. I love your engagement on this channel. I love your support, so thank you so much. So this is a really interesting topic because and I'm speaking from experience on this, where, I found myself thinking and assessing about some negative behavior that someone did towards me or said something. And it gets to the point where you can find yourself assessing and critiquing and maybe even sometimes gauging your sense of value, your self-assessment, your self-worth based on what someone did. It can get that deep. And it can also be a time suck, focusing on what someone did or what someone said to you. And time can fly by, and it's such a negative return on investment. Instead of focusing on your life's passions, your goals, a project that you're working on, something that really excites you, that makes you happy and, just brings so much energy to you, where there's a positive return on investment in terms of where you're putting your thought energy, you're going through this draining situation of thinking on a person or a situation that really just makes you want to curl up in bed and with a cup of tea or coffee and just close the blinds and not really think about anything else, and kind of even sometimes tear up a bit because you just don't know why did this happen, and you really want to figure it out sometimes. And it's so important to capture those thoughts when they occur, whether it's a really serious situation that keeps replaying it over and over in your head, or if it's something so simple as someone cutting you off in traffic, or someone said something to you in the store, or someone cut you off in line in the store, or maybe someone said something at work, something like gossip or whatever, and it's really ticking you off. Whatever level of seriousness it is, you want to make sure that you do a regular self-assessment of your thought life and where you are investing your thought energy, because your thought energy is so valuable, and your contribution to other people or on a day-to-day basis to what you're working on is really dependent on what you're focusing on and what you're thinking about. You may have an essay in front of you that you have to write, but your head is elsewhere. Your head is on that person that just broke up with you. Your mind is, on what that person said to you at the sports game. And you really want to make sure that you're focusing on what you should be focusing on. So it's so important to capture those thoughts and know how to process them so you can reallocate your thought energy in the direction and in the place where it should be, where you can get the most positive return on your investment, on your thought energy investment. And the people around you who are positive people who deserve your attention and your love, or situations that deserve your attention and focus, they can reap the benefits of your attention and your focus. And an interesting way to look at it too is by focusing on negative people or negative situations, you're really empowering those people. You're really empowering the situation. And when you see it from that perspective, you don't want to empower those people. You don't want to empower that situation. You want to remove yourself from it. You don't want to be focused on it, and you don't want to give it power. So one of the things you want to do is to disconnect that fuel source, which is your thought energy. Disconnect your fuel source and release those ties that keep you bound to that negative source of energy, and refocus on what brings you joy, what brings you peace, what brings you excitement, what gets you going, what energizes you, and what gives you overall a much better, a positive return on your investment of your thought energy. So I want to give you some tips on how you can reallocate and rethink your thought energy when you find yourself focusing and dedicating way too much time to a negative person, negative people, a negative situation. First, it's so important to, on a regular basis, self-assess your thoughts and think about, okay, what am I thinking about? And it's as simple as that. And really think, okay, am I thinking on something that's positive or negative? And if it's negative, you want to capture that thought. If it's a negative thought, you want to capture it and pretty much stop it in its tracks. And oftentimes we can get into a black hole of negativity and not even realizing how deep that negativity goes in terms of thought energy. So you want to capture it as soon as you realize you're dwelling on something that you really shouldn't be dwelling on. It's not positively contributing to your life and to your energy overall. So one of the things I like to do is visualize like the capturing of the thought, literally capturing it with a net and scooping it up and just tossing it away. Pretty much capturing that thought and scooping it up and just tossing it out into the garbage where it belongs. And all of a sudden you're gonna find yourself with a gap. It's like a thought gap. Okay, well, I just disconnected myself from that thought. I'm no longer focused on it. And in that thought gap, you want to embrace the peace that accompanies it. Don't feel the need to rush and put another thought in its place or try to pull it back, which sometimes you want to do. Just embrace the peace that is in that moment where you took out that thought, you captured it, and you just take a deep breath and embrace that moment. So now you have this lovely thought gap where you can fill it with pretty much anything you want. After you've embraced that thought gap and you've embraced the peace that accompanies it, and you can sit in that moment for however long you need to, take a few deep breaths to really sit in that moment, in that peace, I highly, highly recommend filling it with people that love you, thoughts of people that love you, people that really deserve your attention and energy. How often do we focus on negative people when there are friends and family, just people in general that really deserve your attention and your love? It's so easy to focus on the things that drain you as opposed to the people that really deserve your love and attention. So when it comes down to what do you replace the negative thought with, really think about the people that you want to find a way to bless. Really get creative in that moment when you're filling that thought gap and say, well, what can I do today to make someone else's life better? Maybe not even friends and family. Maybe it can be like a complete stranger, someone that you just saw on the street that you want to be a blessing to. But you're gonna find that there's a positive feeling that returns to you when you start focusing on love and being creative and dedicating love to someone else, to something else. And you know, there's so much joy that accompanies focusing on something positive and how you can be a blessing to someone else as opposed to focusing on negative stuff, negative people. Another thing that always helps is to take a moment and just be grateful. Grateful for everything and anything, just anything that you can name that you're just so excited that's in your life, whether it be your new pet or a new job, or someone said something to you that really made your day, or you just got a new assignment that you're really excited about. Whatever it is, be grateful. Be grateful for life. Be grateful for the opportunity to pursue your passions and your goals. Being grateful and writing down, like even having a gratitude journal, it's amazing how that can help reallocate your thought energy. You get a much better return on your investment when you focus more on being grateful and you focus on the people that love you, and also sharing your love with others and getting creative with how you can be a blessing to other people on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, that's my video for today. I just wanted to put this video out there because I can definitely relate to it. And this is something that, you know, I'm not perfect at. It's a day-to-day type thing, but I am so determined on a day-to-day basis to make sure that I'm very self-aware of where I dedicate my thought energy so I can make sure I'm putting it in the right place. And I get so much more out of my day when I am dedicating my thought energy in the right place as opposed to the wrong place, the wrong people. All that doesn't matter. What really matters is focusing on what deserves your love and your attention, and also thinking about where do you get the better ROI. And when you really think about it from that perspective, it really helps you think, you know what, I really don't need to be thinking about that. I gotta focus on this. I gotta focus on how I can help this person, how I can be a blessing to these people. And when you think about it from that perspective, it really helps you shift your thought processing and you can move forward in a better direction. So thank you so much for watching. I have more videos on the way, so stay tuned.